So let's stand to our feet. Let's turn simply to the 125th Psalm. And when you get it, say still saved. Just the 125th Psalm. All right, that's 2. And then Psalms is in the Old Testament. Amen. Amen. The 125th Psalm. So when you get it, say still saved. Look here, I'm going to read this simply and then you follow. It says, those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken, but endures forever. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people, both now and forevermore. The scepter of the wicked will not remain over the land allotted to the righteous. For then the righteous might use their hands to do evil. Lord, do good to those who are good, to those who are upright in heart. But those who turn to crooked ways, the Lord will banish with the evildoers. Peace be on Israel. Amen. Lord, a blessing to the reading and to the hearing of his most holy, holy word. So our theme today is trust, the great commodity. Trust, the great commodity. We use the word commodity simply because money is valuable in that people want it. Technically, it's just really a piece of paper. But people are caught up into it simply because of the value that it presents. That's what makes it a commodity. The same with jewelry, whether it be diamonds or what have you. The fact that people want it and that it's so hard to get increases the desire for it. But it also makes you value when you get it. That's what's so good about it. Right? That's what's so good about it. So trust is the same way.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Trust is the same way, and that's what makes it a commodity, because it's great when you got it, but it's hard when you lose it. Right? Okay, let's check it. Look, well, one of the great comedic skits, you've seen this in so many different ways. It's the scenario of the person who is going to believe in his friends and his family, and he's going to fall backwards so they can catch him. Right? And so the comedic part is, and the comedy is that when he or she falls back, they don't catch him. Right. Now, we know the joke is coming simply because we know the character of the people involved. The show has prepared us for it. And we also can see the looks on their face that the person who's falling backward can't see. So that then becomes a joke. Or the person's falling back and the person who's supposed to catch loses the attention and turns away. Right? And so the person falls back and falls onto the floor. Right. Now what this does further, it enhances our understanding of the power and the vulnerability of trust. Trust makes you vulnerable. Right? And when you trust something, you can't always map out what's going to happen tomorrow. It's trust, right? It's something so strong in belief that if when we fall back on it, we know we're going to be caught. Right. Now I want to be clear here. In this day here, we trust some of the craziest things. Amen. Before we trust God. Amen. Here, let me share this with you. I flew to Minneapolis this week, right? So I was up 30,000 feet in the air, and I didn't know the name of the person driving. Deacon, I wasn't at Boeing when they put that plane together. I don't even know who's the person who checks the safety before it goes up. But I was still on there like a champ. Right? Right? Now I'm trusted. I'm 30-something now, and this is the first time, it's been a while since I traveled with my family. And so I got a window seat, right? And so I had to look out the window of a plane in a while. I said, boy, we up here, ain't we? Okay, but I didn't even know, but still I trusted the situation, right? Now I'm going to say this. There are those of you, right, you won't eat somebody else's food. You won't even go to their house. But you'll show up in Popeyes and get some chicken. You don't know that. I touched there, didn't I? I touched there. You'll show up in McDonald's, you don't know where the cow came from, you don't know where the chicken came from, but you'll show up in there with somebody who's at the screen and telling you what's on the menu. And you'll trust it and you'll eat it, but it's some other food. I'm not going to eat her cooking, but you're going to eat theirs? And no argument. Right? You trust. So look at that. That power now, that power of trust is so strong that you'll put this in your body. This temple. Right? Now, our biblical canon, look, it's set up around, it's all you can find trust throughout. You had trust issues throughout. From the very first violation. Come on, don't eat from that tree. Well, they do, just trust him. Right? Okay, right, trust me. Then you see what happened. The notion that here it is, this couple up in age would still have a child. They didn't trust him. Right? They said, no, this can't be. So instead of trusting God, they now had a family plagued with dysfunction. Yes. Oh, and the Hebrew children, just trust me, I'll get you to the promised land. And we saw, look, I got you on the food. I'm just going to send the leader up here to get some laws to help y'all act right. And you can't even trust that. And now we come down, you got a golden calf. Right? So here it is now. You're going to trust the golden calf, right? That didn't even pull you out of Pharaoh's country. Yes, it's trust, it's trust, it's trust. Now we got praise reports of trust, the visions of Joseph. Even though through it all, it still would be respected and received. It would be trust that the walls of Jericho would fall down, or trust that the giant Goliath would fall. Or even, church, just the trust that the Messiah would come. Right? He would be tested and proven. But would they believe in him? That he would rise again. Did they trust him? Come on. If Christ would have fallen backwards now, if he would have fallen backwards, would the disciples have caught him? Would we catch him? Would we trust this word and trust in the Jesus Christ? Can he trust us? If he fall backwards on the People's Institutional Baptist Church, can he trust? Look, the scripture here, in its simplicity, brings forward a lasting and significant message. There's a contract that is made with trust. And the scripture indicates the meaning behind the trust. Come on, that first verse. Look at the first verse. Still saved? Those who trust in the Lord, hear that now, are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken, but endures forever. Come on, first and foremost, look at the symbolism that God uses for trust. He didn't use a tree that could be cut down. He didn't use grass that could wither away. Nor did he use large bodies of water. Come on, trust is like this large body of water. Trust is like these trees. He went for a mountain. Right. Mount Zion. Something that could not be shaken and could not be moved. Right. It's the person, church, who does not lose the focus but remains steadfast in the belief in God that says that if I fall back, God will catch me. Okay? Now some of us, we're doing this. We're ready to fall back, but we keep looking around to make sure that we'll be caught. Right? That's a lack of trust. Trust is the blind falling down. God is going to catch me. Come on, practically. Look. If we believe in this word, do we believe enough that in whatever situation we'll be called?
Yes, Lord.
Come on. Look here. Will you place the doctor's diagnosis over the word of God?
Hey, come on.
They have been proven wrong and wrong time after time. With you, folks that should have been out of here a long time ago, still living. In fact, some still like, I should have been gone, but I'm still here. Amen. Look, how will you fall back? Come on. Even look, your biggest test, whether we want to admit it or not. Here we go, Pastor, going back to the challenge of giving, right? We'll look for every reason not to fall back on it instead of what the word says, right? Come on, we'll come up with it. Somebody's not right. The deacon's not right. The pastor's not right. We'll keep finding reasons and saying, Lord, I'm going to trust you. Right? Not trust the pastor. Lord, I'm going to trust you.
That's right.
You'll handle this. Amen. Come on. Even when serving, like when the pastor come up and ask, look, I need you to fulfill this position. I don't trust myself enough to be perfect in this dynamic, in this picture, in this position. Do you trust God enough to guide you and to receive the wisdom and to handle the challenges that you have in the position that's there for you? Some of it is, some of you just need to challenge a membership. You're challenged just to be a good member. And then you will scope yourself out of this and say, no, I want to be able to do this thing, and this thing. So membership or this is not for me. Okay. But I do trust God. All of us can say that when we started walking forward in trust, the Lord made a way out of no way. I'm going to be clear here. But you got to figure, you got to say, I'll trust. And stop going back to I can.
Yes, Lord.
Come on. Look, salvation requires trust. Do you trust this vulnerable soul that you now have to the challenges that you will face? That even though you will become the mockery of your friends, of your family, do you trust God that He'll still bring you through? Not everybody can go with you on this journey. Not everybody can go with you on this journey. You try to bring people with you, but their heart and their soul is not vulnerable and ready. Right? Church, everybody I partied with, I tried to get them to come with me. In fact, I began to feel insecure about telling them about salvation, let alone that I'm a preacher now. Oh my God. Right? I went on that cruise to Mary, my good friends. My wife would tell you, look, the party night, we wasn't even with them. They didn't even tell us about it. I was like, yo, what happened last night? Oh, we just had something that you can't come to. Right? So it's the challenge. Look, I don't need confirmation from those friends for my salvation. And I certainly don't need your party to feel like I'm a part of your team. So that's why it's such a commodity here at church. Marriages that last, they require trust. Families that stay together require trust. Churches that grow require trust. Now imagine that. A pastor got to trust the deacons as much as the deacons got to trust the pastor. Ain't that something? I'll bring that back from the convention. You want to know what I'll bring back? I'll bring that back from the convention. I can't do this without deacons. Okay? We got to work together. I need the preachers, I need choir, mothers. We all got to trust one another. That even if it's a late night meeting, we'll get there. Come on, come on. See, I know. And what happens is, church, our insecurity, the infallibility, our mistakes, and you know, that we make, then causes harm, and it makes us want to cover that vulnerable spirit. I don't want to be hurt no more. Right? This walk, it's gonna be some hurt in this thing. It's gonna be some hurt. And something ain't gonna be hurt, just gonna get mad. I can't believe the pastor, I can't believe the preachers, I can't believe this. Yes. You wanna know why? It's humans. We're human. We make mistakes, we do things, we mess up, we do these things. But can we come back together here? It's trust. Right? Right. Look here. Go to the next verse in the scripture. Still say? Look at it. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people both now and forever. There's that part. Now in the first verse, you trust him. God responds in that next verse, I will surround you like the mountains surround the Jerusalem. Come on. In our language, you got a friend closer than a what? Brother. It means that when you fall back, not looking to see what you falling back, he'll catch you. God loves the vulnerable spirit.
Yes, he does.
And until we do that, just like in any relationship, right? That vulnerability of spirit, can you do it? The ups and downs and the all around, can you do it? Right. Even if we counseling couples and what have you. I remember a couple just saying to me, look, I don't like for this person to know how much money I got. Really? Ain't that something? You don't trust them to that point. Okay? Do you trust the cooking? So it comes down to now, is this really? Because then you'll always have that question mark. What's going on over here? What's going on over here? Are you having that same question mark with Jesus Christ?
Okay.
Come on. Look. Many have failed in that task. David in his sins, Solomon in his sin, the numerous kings of Israel and judges, they failed in that task. Those disciples who said that this was the Savior scattered at the cross, they allegedly had the belief to follow him, but stopped at their fear of death and their fear at the cross.
Yes, they did.
Did God bring them back? Yes, but there was one who didn't fail at all.
Hallelujah.
And he cannot fail. Right? Jesus Christ stayed the course of the journey.
Yes, Lord.
Come on. So what's this saying? Look, you got to trust God in your life.
Yes, Lord.
Look here.
Yes, Lord.
Through sickness and health,
Yes.
till death do us part. You got to trust him.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Even when you mess up.
Yes, Lord.
Trust him to forgive you and bring you back.
Yes, Lord.
God done forgiven a lot of people up in this thing. Trust me, you ain't gonna have that part of time. But give him a chance to do it. And lift that burden off of yourself that you can't be forgiven, or that you are that bad that you can't even come in here and worship with the Lord.
Yes, Lord.
You should be happy around us because we done messed up too. We'll mess up again. But thank God for His grace and for His mercy. Look, I'll leave you with this and I'll be out your way. Look here, y'all and all of y'all have come to me. I got my son in the back there and say, boy, George done gotten tall. Amen. George is growing. Amen. Don't nobody know George is growing more than his parents know George is growing. Amen. George is coming up here. Y'all remember when he first came here, like a little tight, running around here, up and under, all of those things. Now I shared with you before, I have always had an adventuresome child. He would jump off of anything, right? And it would just scare me. Amen. I like, Lord, please. Now he was on the stairs one day, and I said, son, please don't. But he jumped. I called him. Right. Look, the next one, he went up further. Jump, please don't. He jumped. I called him. Right. Okay, Reverend. I'm not hating you. Let me get to it. You know I love you. But let me say, he knew I was going to catch him. Right? But how did he know? Because when he was sick, I had been there. Right? When he had been down, when he had been out, I had been there. So we have established enough together. He knows that wherever he is, his dad is going to catch him. That's where you got to be, church. Wherever you are, God is going to catch you. You know his record. You know what he brought you from. He'll cure a common cold like he cured the flu. Just jump, he'll catch you. You had no money in your account. He caught you. You had no job. He still caught you. You were laid off. He still got you. You've been sick. Your children been sick. Everybody been sick. But still, he caught you. Just take the jump and trust him. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways do what, church? And he'll do what? Amen. Come on, let's praise God for his holy word. Come on, let's stand to his